What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. We're going to be doing a deep dive on TCG Players New System, and I think overall it's really bad for the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles. And I'm going to get into specifically why I feel that way, and show you from the seller sides why I feel that way. But first, let's end some fake news. Infinite Impermanence is not announced to get a reprint in the Revolver structure deck. Unfortunately, if you could read Japanese, there's this fake image going around over one of the reprint slots. The reprint, announcements look like this, and so somebody posted Infinite Impermanence on top of one of these so that it looks real, but the text just doesn't match up if you could actually read Japanese, and it's not on any of the new sites. But hey, Twin Twisters is a pretty dang good structure deck reprint, currently valued around $5 in the Revolver structure deck. Now, this fake news going around is something I just wanted to end on my Wednesday stream. Multiple people, 3 came in asking what I thought about the reprint at different times, and I had to answer each that, hey, this is fake. So if you've made any market moves assuming it was getting a reprint, I'm sorry that you went through that, and I probably should have just made some kind of announcement faster, but I've been really tied up with my slice of life week. So there it is. I want to end this misinformation. That's always Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization's saying, and basically I take it as this: if something's not on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization as news within about 6 hours of it being announced, I tend to not believe it. But hey, look at this other juicy reprint that I called Dark Sanctuary with the Bakura set being announced. It got a buyout. I even told you guys, man, Konami's on top of their stuff. They're probably going to reprint this, and we do see that it is going to be reprinted, at least in the OCG version, which will highly likely transfer over to the TCG version. Now let's go ahead and get into that deep dive on TCG Players New System, and I'm going to show you why I think it's going to cause a huge problem for cheap cards. Lecter Pendulum, a 9-cent card which you can now check out with for 78-cent shipping, or if you manage to get to an order of $5 whole, you can get free shipping on it. So first off, the new system is made to drive sales, and that's any business's end goal, right? More money, more money, more money. I don't blame you for it, TCG player. But what this is going to benefit is those with huge inventories, and also benefit those, so people are trying to get to that $5 free shipping. But it's also going to really hurt the smaller sellers, and I'm going to show you why right here. If you're listing like this, at 9 cents, 10 cents, this is exactly what can happen to you. Here's the look from a seller's point of view that was sent in to me. You sell a Lecter Pendulum at 8 cents. The shipping cost is 78 cents. Your order amount is 84 cents, and the fee amount from TCG Player is 41 cents, leading to you getting 43 cents for your card that you have sold. Well, why is this a problem, John? Like, 43 cents seems pretty good. Oh, wait, that was the entire order, because now you can check out for this one single card, meaning the cost of a stamp is 55 cents, so you just lost money to sell a card because you have this option, and anybody who goes with the 78-cent free shipping thing is automatically going to be punished for their cheap cards being listed should somebody check out with just one. Heck, you could have sold 3 of these, 21 cents, you're still gonna get hammered. It sucks. You got the envelope cost, you got the stamp cost. Everything about this for cheap cards is going to drive them off the freaking platform over time. You're no longer going to see this free shipping cost. Even if it's raised to $1, you're still gonna get hurt. So basically, it's going to drive the price up over here, and eBay being competitive towards it at $1 is the next option. So here's where it gets sticky. You either have to have sellers with a great amount of inventory that you want to buy more stuff from to get to $5 for both the seller and the buyer to be happy, and not have people check out with just one, which is an option if you want to be here in the first listings. The competition is going to cause it to where you're basically paying to build feedback should you be listing low like this, which not everybody values feedback on TCG Player. They typically go towards the cheapest thing. Or you just have to pray that the customer is not after one copy because they've sat at home and thought about putting this one Lecter Pendulum, which is typically a one-of index, should somebody play it. This is an example. they're hoping they just don't check out with one of them, or they're screwed. That's what happens. They're hoping that this $5 is what people strive for through their personal store. This is bad for the smaller sellers. It's great for the vendors. Now, I am, in a sense, sponsored by Troll and Toad, but this is an example of independent sellers. You can put core TCG through this, etc. But Troll and Toad has something special on their site, which is called Evolution. Evo merchants are basically using Troll and Toad as a TCG player. That's why you see all these different independent stores on Troll and Toad. People are able to send stuff into their warehouse. Troll and Toad sorts it for you, ships it out, takes care of everything like that. So basically, Troll and Toad's filling up their warehouse with people's cards and shipping them out for those people, thus also providing fulfillment. This is now the cheapest place where I can go ahead and get Electropendulum. Now, there is going to be shipping on the end, but if you buy, I think it's a certain amount of singles from Troll and Toad, period, no matter how many Evo merchants or whatever, it's free shipping on singles after a certain amount. So, Troll and Toad has the opportunity here, as do many other independent vendors, to now become the place to be, whether it be your own inventory. But TCG Players trying to get you there, right? They're like, you have the bigger inventory. You now have the ability to hopefully sell more on TCG Player. Well, Troll and Toad's emulating TCG Player. They're letting people gather. They're letting people make their sales. So I think places like Core TCG, like trollandtoad.com, they now have the option to become the future of cheap cards for being searched. This is where you'll have to go in the future, because, face it, you're not going to be selling your cards as cheap on TCG Player anymore, running the risk that you're just losing money. You're literally watching yourself throw money out the window along with your card. You're losing your card and you're losing your money. You're not going to continue to do that as a small seller, and even the big sellers are going to be like, all right, this keeps happening. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to prevent that? It's definitely a system that is flawed. It's not good for the seller. It's more expensive already for the buyer. It's not somewhere that I think TCG Player should have moved to, and that's my personal take on it. But what is yours as a buyer? Do you like this option of, all right, anytime I can just like pay a little more and get out with the card rather than having to stack my cart from the vendor? Or are you going to be the guy who actually like thinks of the seller? You go over $5, no problem. That's the cost of 2 packs. That shouldn't even be that big of a deal. But still, you see one card, you're thinking of just one cheap card that you want. You end up checking out. You rail that vendor. You really put them over, and it's unfortunate. I expect maybe canceled orders over this. I really don't know the future of how TCG Player is going to fix this and handle this. I did read their reply email also. They're looking for feedback. They're looking to drive sales. They're looking to hopefully make everybody happy, but whenever there is a change, not everyone's going to be happy. But what do you guys think in the comment section down below? I really do think this is going to end cheap cards being available on TCG Player, which is the largest market for it. It was kind of the driving point of, if I'm shopping on TCG Player, this is why. Finding 8-cent, 9-cent cards where you can't do that anywhere else. And now the cheapest cards are going to be, like, before, if I could have got my cart to $2, got these 9-cent ones, now I have to get it to $5. Okay, so I just have to look for sellers that are offering this under the system that they could get screwed. Do you see that? That's what's going to happen. The big sellers are going to get screwed. The small sellers are going to get screwed. They're going to start pulling these listings. That's my point at the end here. So, I do believe I had some other stuff pulled up here for Market Watch. I know it's a very weird Market Watch that I'm going to show you towards the end here, but there's actually a manga collection on Uniqlo. I'll have this link down below, but my point here is actually that past Uniqlo shirts for their Jump line have gone up a lot and have current sales. There was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh line. There's one actually listed for a small. I'm an XL. I don't know how many small Yu-Gi-Oh players there are out there, but you see that it's then quickly $30 for some pretty clean Yu-Gi-Oh shirts. And if we actually go to sold items, we will see price plus shipping lowest first. $30, selling here at $30, $35, $38. So these Uniqlo manga shirts actually over time have the potential to spike on up and go up, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch line for it already did from a while back. So if you're thinking about, showing your Weeb off, like maybe, I got this at box lunch, but you're thinking about showing your Weeb off, I'm always down for it, and they got some pretty awesome shirts in from a lot of different brands. For the ladies, too, my whole 2% of my audience, right? But they've got a pretty awesome collection going. They also have, like, a Gundam collection and other stuff going on. But I actually wanted to show, like, whenever I show Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch, it does go up over time because Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch is super in demand. And finally, for the Godzilla nuts out there, Godzilla did come out this weekend. There's a huge spring sale at awesomecollector.com with very, very good savings on a lot of stuff. Like this Destoroyah figure, it's nice, and it's very nice for the price. So maybe if you're super into Godzilla, I've had people ask me where I buy my figures. Awesome Collector is one of the places, and right now their sale is actually very, very insane. Thank you so much for watching today's Market Watch. I know it's kind of different than usual. We're more so talking about the future of buying cards. But as a seller, again, let me know what you think. Like, how are you going to go about listing cards? I'm also aware you can up the shipping cost, which might help. But then if you up the shipping cost to $1, you're losing against eBay. So you're in this back and forth of trying to be competitive on the market. How are you going to approach selling on TCG Player if you are a seller on TCG Player with the new rules? Do you just kind of take the hope that you don't get screwed like that? How are you going to move forward? Thanks for watching, everybody.